Now I would like to spotlight our global mission partnerships. Global Synod relationships in the ELCA connect Lutheran churches throughout the world with ELCA synods and congregations. These relationships are concrete expressions of the companionship and fellowship that we have with more than 140 Lutheran member churches in the Lutheran World Federation. These relationships are rooted in accompaniment, which promotes the values of mutuality, inclusivity, vulnerability, empowerment, and sustainability. Each of the 65 synods in the ELCA has at least one international church companion, and many have additional relationships, resulting in more than 120 companion synod relationships across the ELCA. We are blessed in the South Carolina Synod to have 3 global companion synod relationships that give us the opportunity to walk with and learn from our brothers and sisters in the Japan Evangelical Lutheran Church, the Southwestern Diocese of the Evangelical Lutheran Church of Tanzania, and the Evangelical Lutheran Church in Colombia. In July of 2023, a synod team from South Carolina visited our companions in Tanzania, where they participated in the preparations and furnishings for the opening of a new clinic that our synod helped fund and bring to fruition. The stories this group tells warms our hearts because it's clear that our companionship makes a huge difference in the lives of the villagers in so many ways. The Tanzania team is now focused on the She Shed ministry to help provide co-op farming equipment and irrigation for the Uwanji women who are learning to grow wheat for the very first time. Kathy Malachek is our Synod Companion Coordinator for this relationship, and she is always happy to share the stories of our friends on the mountain. This year, in August, 3 of us, Pastor Lisa Eisenhower, Pastor Ginger Littman-Kuhn, and I, will travel with partners from the Southeastern Minnesota Synod to participate in the Women's Retreat with the women from the Lutheran Church in Colombia. We have been planning for this opportunity most of this year, and we look forward to sharing the stories of this journey with all of you when we return. The invitation to participate in this retreat came to us because of the relationships that have been formed between several women pastors from the synods, along with partners from the Alberta, Canada, and the Territory Synods, from the Southeastern Minnesota Synod, the South Carolina Synod, and of course from the Lutheran Church in Colombia. They have been meeting and praying together and supporting one another online throughout the pandemic, and they can't wait to meet one another in person. In 2020, Bishop Ada shared with those of us who serve as bishops in these partners in North America that it would be a blessing if we could gather a couple of women pastors from each synod to meet together and to support one another in prayer. This simple ministry of online accompaniment has soared, and it has led to deeper understanding and appreciation for one another. Now, we get to meet together in person and celebrate with all of the women of the Church in Colombia the joy that is found in community, even when community stretches across the Americas and is born on the internet. I'm grateful to Pastor Patty Covington Baker, who agreed to serve as coordinator for this companionship when we were in the midst of the pandemic. And now to Pastor Lisa Eisenhower, who has taken on this role as our new Companion Synod Coordinator for our partnership with the Lutheran Church in Colombia. In the assembly materials, you can find an immersion experience trip that's being offered by the ELCA for this coming October. If any of you are interested in learning more about our companions in Colombia and their ministries there, this would be an excellent journey and experience. You can register directly through the ELCA. All the information is provided in the brochure, and I hope any of you that may go will come back and share your stories with us here in South Carolina. Last fall, many of you know, I had the joy of meeting with leaders in the Japan Evangelical Lutheran Church to hear their plans for ministry and their hopes for our historic partnership here in South Carolina. This is our most historic partnership and goes back quite a long way. In fact, the first Lutheran missionary to Japan was commissioned at St. John Lutheran Church, Charleston. And we have experienced a variety of exchanges over the years between the people of the JELC and the South Carolina Synod. In recent history, Bonnie Bachknight has been our coordinator for this companion relationship, and we are grateful for her passion for this relationship and her interest in continuing on the team, even though she has stepped out of the role of coordinator. Just recently, Pastor Miho Yasukawa, a native of the JELC, and Pastor Tom Kassam have agreed to share the role of coordinator for our relationship with the Japan Church. They're working to build and strengthen the team, and they welcome any of you who may be interested to get to know more about this to join in. Pastor Tom and Pastor Miho are looking forward to sharing the stories of this companionship and working with the leaders in the JELC for a potential visit to South Carolina, perhaps at our next assembly to celebrate our 200th anniversary. Be on the lookout for more information about that possibility and the opportunity we may have to welcome our friends next year. I'm also delighted to tell you that just this week, I was told that we have a YAGM from South Carolina this coming year. As some of you know, the YAGM, Young Adults in Global Mission program, had been put on hold during the pandemic, but in 2024, they are ready to start again. And I am happy to tell you that Elizabeth Cote, a member of St. Paul in Columbia, will be serving as a young adult in global mission from the South Carolina Synod, and she begins her work in September. So please keep Elizabeth in your prayers. We are a church that believes that God is calling us into the world together. Companion church relationships enrich and deepen our ministries by exposing us to global challenges and perspectives as we seek to work with one another to build up the body of Christ and the world. If any of you have an interest in any of our 3 companion synod relationships, if you would like to be part of a team, please reach out. Reach out to the coordinators or reach out to me or someone in the Synod office, because this is an exciting part of our ministry and we welcome participation from any and all of you. I'm grateful for that.